Feed the Beast.
Welcome, everybody. How you doing? I am Ted Davies. I'm best known for my book Retrieve and my book series Grimm 101. How about you, John?
Well, I'm John Celestri. I'm best known for animating Boba Fett in the Star Wars Holiday Special and a whole bunch of other things. At present time, I'm working on Bloodwing Angel Chronicles, and that's what we're showing right now to Feed the Beast.
Yes. So what are we going to be talking about today? People can go back at our last show and see what we were talking about to get us to this point. But
right. Well, we're talking about the primary way I start working, which is getting ideas together and getting the elements as a recipe, as a formula, and elements together in my story. And we're going through the pieces. And last week, you could check that out. You'll see how I would do the initial bits, and I could put the that one page up just so you know where it is, and then we'll go to there.
Sure. Did you want me to go ahead and bring that up right now?
Yes, bring that up, please.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, there you are. And as we can see, you can see here the various elements here. These are our 8 Post-it notes with various bits of ideas, and that's what they are, ideas. And I start molding it now. We'll start using these pieces as part of the pages. This is for a 7-page standalone story, and it's for the 1717 Club. I was using that as it's sort of a backup story in Bloodwing Angel Chronicles, book 2.
Right. So, and it's a good format. We're also going to have this in the description so you can download, you can purchase a download of the ash can so you guys can follow along as well. So
we're going to go to choosing some of the elements from those Post-it notes. And the elements here is for example, it's the actual title, the 1717 Club. The elements of and this is my handwriting. So what I did some markups in red here, so you can follow along. The idea of good to the last drop. And just to give an idea, basically, is the 1717 Club is sort of the tone is from Dusk Till Dawn, the movie Dusk Till Dawn meets The Sopranos, which is
it's a great mix. It's a great mix.
So you want to have some visuals here. So anyway, the midnight special, free drink at midnight. Kill an hour, watch a free show, no cover charge. Some of that I have in this in the first page I'll be using, and some I'll use later on. So there's that one. Now we go to the next page, is the next Post-it note element, which is and this is my bad handwriting. So Snake Eyes has just finished closing a barrel and has 2 guys dolly it to the cellar. Says, let that blankety blank age a week or 2, gives a subtle tang and gives a chef's air kiss. And you can see here this element here of, let's see if I can bring that up.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, you can see that, right?
Yeah. It's important for people to know too that when you're writing these small notes and that, they're to yourself. This isn't necessarily to be broadcasted like we're doing here. We're doing this to show you that this is a definite, easy, shorthand way to get that idea down and get it into process.
Yes, and that's the important thing that people have to understand. That this is a process. This is an element where things are not just. It's not a straight line. These Post-it notes are personal to me. And it just gives you an idea what you could do for yourself. And the element here is you take bits and pieces, and then you start molding them together. So showed you these first 2 Post-it notes. Now here's where we go to the actual drawing and development of
Yep.
this. And
That's,
let's
that's
see.
actually a really good sketch.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's good.
This here is the actual size. I do it,
Hmm.
the thumbnail, my thumbnails at this point are at final print size. So it's
Okay.
comic book size at 8.5 by 11. And so I'm really just doodling away. This is the element that I'm using. I'm using the chef's air kiss
Okay.
here, as you can see here. And then up here, we'll start focusing on certain elements of the, we've got the 1717 club here, and then there's a drop, that's dripping off of the bee. This
Got it.
is good. Here's a tongue here. This is
Hmm.
a demon face here. There's a sort of wings that I'm playing with here, bat wings. And here it says Midnight Special. And
Got
that's
it.
the title. That's the title of the story. What we have is basically a brick building. It's a nightclub. So you've got your awning here, and then you've got the 1717, which is the address of the club. That's why it's called the 1717 Club.
Got it.
Now, and then so you have your awning. You've got your your entrance way here. Now, to give you an idea how I'm using my references and my materials, this is all based on memories of a mobster club that was in my neighborhood in Brooklyn growing up in the 1950s and 60s. And so there's a lot of that comes from my memories of the characters that were in it.
Sure.
They weren't they weren't vampires, but they were members of the mob.
Yeah. Well, you use what is around you. I mean, those are great in some respects, it's great memories.
Yeah.
You know, fantastic.
Snake Eyes is just finished closing the barrel and has two guys dolly it to the cellar. Well, that's not what happens. This here, again, this is a very thumbnail-y, rough thing,
Hmm.
but this is a barrel, and it has its on dolly wheels. You can kind of see where they're just pulling it back like a wheelbarrow almost.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a sticker here. It says A or B in my note. I'm saying and so I'm going to use that later on because I'm thinking about it. This here is just basically he's tamping. There's this element here of the guy is going to be tamping down the lid of on this barrel, and there's a guy here who's going to be taking it and then moving it out. You'll see this is my panel here. Can you see that notation
Yeah.
here?
Yep.
And then here is the barrel is being wheeled away, and then there's the character is that's where this gentleman is going to be doing the subtle chef's kiss. What I did, okay, so again, this is very rough, but these are notes to myself. An important thing is how do you transition from the exterior to the interior?
Mm-hmm.
And I do
Very,
that with
very important. Yeah.
and I do that by using the word balloon. And this case is I have the tail of the word balloon coming out of the entranceway, outside, so that it's like you were hearing it from the outside, and then the other tail to that word balloon is into this panel, the first panel here. So there's a direct correlation between the two. So we've got that, tap that lid good and tight, and then you go back to let it age, for a week. Aging gives it a subtle tang. And here's the thing about dialogue: you don't have to describe everything,
Yeah.
and because that's visual.
Well, and this
Yeah,
is the medium that we're in. I mean, visual, the subtleties are the key. I
yeah,
mean, and what you're doing there, you're marrying both the visual and the audible, if you want to call it that,
yeah,
into where it's a marriage. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And the key to comic book or any kind of writing at all is show dot not tell. So the visuals are you're showing, not telling. You're not saying inside here where so and so, when we don't have to
Right.
have a a voiceover saying anything to set up. You've got the setup. You're hearing the dialogue. Oh, now we're inside, and keep dialogue really short in a way that that people speak. You don't have to say everything.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be Shakespearean throughout
No,
the whole. Yeah.
no, you don't have to at all. So let's. So now that we're in that page, we're going to finish this page off and go to page 2. This was the